So today I wanted to talk about how I put fitness on easy mode, and I hope this helps you if you've been struggling with trying to get consistent in the gym or just with fitness in general, trying to get more healthy, trying to get your body right, your mind right. Like, this kind of applies to all of that. And it's easy to blame your jobs, it's easy to blame all these other things that you have going on because they seem like they're a bigger priority to you than the gym. It's like, it feels like making money is a bigger priority. It feels like family is a bigger priority, which they might be. They might be a bigger priority. However, when it comes to fitness and health, it does contribute to all those other parts of your life, because at some point, if you keep putting it off, it's just gonna take away from those parts of your life. It's gonna make it so you don't have enough energy to be with your family or to fully pour into your family. It's gonna be where your health is declining, and maybe that requires you to pay more money to get healthy in the long run. It is a return on investment type of deal. It's something that you have to pour into consistently in order for you to see the benefits and to get what you want out of it. So number one is I stopped changing the plan. And this is something that I did for so long that wasted me so much time. I always was like, maybe I'm not doing the right workout plan, maybe I'm not doing the right split. And maybe some of you guys can relate to this, or you're like, the newness and the idea that maybe something might get me the results faster. I had to realize that all these other new things that I kept wanting to get into were distractions. I had to call myself out on that and be like, no plan is going to work for me if I don't finish them. No plan is going to get me results until I can stick to it long term and make it something that is second nature to me. So I stopped changing the plan. I committed to a plan. ChatGPT nowadays can make you a workout plan that a coach can make you. I always say it's better to get a coach because you can have someone who is actually holding you accountable, a real person, and that level of connection and that level of accountability will always do better. If ChatGPT makes you a plan and it's like the perfect plan, but you know that there's no one holding you accountable, and you can kind of like push it off to the next day and no one's gonna say anything, like, it's easy to do that. As if you have a coach or you join a community or you join a challenge or whatever, like, you have that level of accountability, at least in the beginning. Number two thing that I did was that I found movement that I enjoyed, and I also started to see movement as like a spiritual practice. And let me just explain this, right? Like, one thing that I always encourage my clients to do is, in addition to their strength training, because strength training, if you don't enjoy it, I'm sure that there's a way that you can make it enjoyable, because strength training is one thing that is very necessary, especially for all the long-term health benefits of working out. However, in addition to your strength training, you can find forms of movement that you enjoy. If you hate being on the treadmill for cardio, don't do the treadmill. Like, find another form of cardio that you actually enjoy. Maybe it's taking a cycling class, maybe it's going outside and like hiking. I found that I love to paddle, and that's my sport, and that was my form of cardio, and it was also my form of training for a really long time. But during the times where I wasn't preparing for competition, or during, like, recently when I was injured and I couldn't paddle as much, I had to find other forms of movement that I actually enjoy. So recently for me, this has been boxing. I've been loving that. That's actually another thing that I'm learning and trying to get better at. I started to really love running. I love doing hill sprints. So those are all the forms of movement that I actually enjoy, and that has allowed me to become more consistent with working out, because they're actually things I look forward to, and they're actually things that I want to do in my day. Like, I actually look forward to my runs because it helps clear my mind, it helps me to focus, and it helps me like start my day really good. I actually look forward to my boxing sessions. So yeah, find a form of movement that you enjoy. And then also going on to that whole idea of making it a spiritual practice, I'm sure you've heard of a lot of fitness people and a lot of coaches say this before. So hear athletes say this, because when you get into a flow state with movement, meaning during your workout, there comes a point where you just feel like you are on top of the world. Like, you feel like, yeah, it's hurting, but you're like, I want to keep going. That point is so powerful, like, for your mind. And I think that that's the feeling that a lot of us get addicted to. Kind of like you're having this like outer body experience, right? Or you're having this moment of like clarity in your mind. And I first started to feel it when I was paddling. Like I would do long distance paddles that hurt and like they kind of sucked, but I would get into this rhythm and this point where my mind was at a level of like consciousness, I guess you would say. Feel this connection to another source, right? Like whatever your religious beliefs may be. For me personally, I do believe in the universe, and I believe in my ancestors, and I believe in a greater power. And when I'm moving and when I'm in that state of flow, it's when I feel the most connected to that source. You know, like it's like I don't know how I'm still going, I don't know how I'm like outside my mind. Now to feel it for yourself. And I think when you do get to that feeling, it makes movement a lot deeper and feel a lot deeper than just going to work out. It makes it easier to stay consistent because you want to feel that feeling. I guess this kind of goes into my next point, which is one of the things that also helped me put fitness on easy mode is I started viewing it as I was not just training my body, I was also training my brain. And this kind of goes back to having goals in other parts of your life. And with me, it's like with not just my business, but with my creative journey, like me making myself kind of like tap into my creativity more and like learn how to harness my creativity more, learning how to get into this creative state. Movement really became the source of that because I have a lot of great ideas while I'm moving. I guess that goes back to that whole idea of getting into flow and like having this otherworldly experience, or you know, like our outer body experience. Like when you have those moments, it really helps you in terms of creativity. So if you're a creative person or you have a creative career, I really encourage you to try seeing movement in that way. When you see movement as a source of energy and a source of clarity, it really makes it easy to be consistent because you can tell the difference. You know, like you can tell the difference on the days that you do go and work out or make time to work out, even if it's only 30 minutes. Like I would do like 30-minute HIIT workouts, and like after that, like my state of consciousness and my state of being totally changed from before the workout to after the workout. When you see how much those little workouts help you in your daily life, when you see how much those workouts help you make better decisions, help you show up better in work and in your family, like it doesn't become a question anymore. It's like, no, I need to do this, even if it's only 30 minutes, because I know that it's gonna make a difference in the rest of my day, in the rest of the things that I have to do, and the rest of my priorities. It's also forcing me to put my brain through hard shit. I started to see it as me challenging my brain and seeing how far I could push my mind, how far I could make sure that I'm focused for this amount of time. Like if I'm only doing a 30-minute workout, I'm gonna be laser focused on this 30-minute workout. That's all I'm gonna think about. And that was kind of like a challenge for my brain, like not to be distracted, not to give in to the notifications, not to give into social media or like the crave to be distracted. Because a lot of times, like especially in the world today, like it's so easy to be distracted that we don't realize when we're giving into it. Because going back to that second nature thing, like it becomes second nature to be distracted. It becomes our state of being to be distracted. And I think I touched on that throughout this whole video, which was you have to see fitness as being something that contributes positively to all the other aspects of life. And that literally is the key to making fitness easy for you to stay consistent. Because when you know how much it influences and makes shit better in every other aspect of life, the more you'll want to do it, and the more it'll be easy to get done. It'll be easier to do because you're not questioning anymore. It's not a question of like, am I gonna go to the gym today? It's, oh no, I need to go to the gym today. It's a non-negotiable because I know that going to the gym is going to help me do everything else, is going to positively impact everything else. Like I said, only 30 minutes. If you can get consistent with 30 minutes a day, like trust me, 3 months from now of doing 30 minutes a day, or even 30 minutes only 4 to 5 times a week, fitness will become part of your life even with just that 30 minutes, because that 30 minutes compounds. If you are interested in joining one of my challenges, our next one is starting in 2 weeks, August 9th. I think that's in like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks ish. Our next one's starting August 9th, and going back to that whole 30 minutes thing, this month's challenge, August our August challenge is going to be, every single workout will only be 30 minutes. It'll be through my coaching app, and you will make the most of your workout. I swear to you, after you do this challenge, you will realize that you don't need a whole hour in the gym. You just need a good 30 minutes, and sometimes a good 30 minutes of focus, like I said, laser focus, and like not getting distracted. 30 minutes can probably do you a lot more than that hour where you have like 15 minutes to 20 minutes where that you're being distracted by your phone. Don't wait till January 2027. I've been telling people that because I know it's getting toward the end of the year, and like everyone's starting to put it off again and be like, okay, I'll just wait till 2027. I'll wait again. Don't wait. You can start at any time. There is no perfect time. So check the link down below. I'll see you on the next one.